They lied to us. The attack on femininity and the family unit. They want you to be masculine and unhappy. Let's break this down. This is a big topic and it's going to trigger a lot of people. So only stay if you're ready for it. But it seems like nobody wants to hear the truth. They want to be told everything but that. And I think that's why society is the way it is these days. So today we're getting to the meat of this. And if you're ready, let's do it. And if you're new here, my name is Amanda, and we talk everything about how to empower women and help them to live their best life, like be their dream girl and have their dream life, and how you get to have it all. And so here's where I just like to talk about everything that is super deep and that nobody really gets, but if you do, then let's be friends. So where do we start with this? You know, it's such a big thing that we see out there. Like that they lied to us, the attack on femininity and the family unit. Like these things are so important. And that they want us to be masculine and unhappy. Like if you see the culture here in the West, and here you see some of my Eastern influence, I'm wearing this like little scarf. It's a little cold in here. Because my background is from India. So I've seen both sides of like the Eastern culture and the Western culture because I was brought up here in the West. And I was always extremely confused. I hated the Eastern culture growing up. I did not understand it. I thought it was evil and backwards and all the things the media pushes. And as I got older and I started studying, and I've always wanted to know answers, that I began to realize that you know, there are some things that they have gotten right, and it's in all the religious books, and it's been working for thousands of years. And here in the West, we're in an experiment. It's literally a guinea pig experiment. We've never lived this way. These past 2 generations have just been completely opposite to our entire history. And yeah, where was I going with that? Let me think. Oh yes. So like the West, we're also into like capitalism, which is great, but it's all about making money, hustle, grind, success, like at the cost of anything. Like it's just money is the focus. And family, we have the worst like rates ever. Like what is it? Like 50% or more ends of people being married ends in divorce. And out of that, it's an even bigger number because most people aren't even married and are together, and multiple partners, and it's just absolute chaos. But me seeing the East, like the Middle East, India, like where my roots are from, sure, the government system is pretty horrible. And so you know, they're always looking at, oh, how amazing the West is, because our government system, even though we think it's so bad, is actually pretty amazing compared to the rest of the world. But the East, their relationships are like top notch. They know how to get along. They know, like, it's just absolutely amazing. Like, it's just polar difference. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. And just like the matrix we are in here in the West, and how it's sadly getting infiltrated into the East, like India is quickly following the West's influence because they think it's so glamorous. And you know, if you are from this, you probably understand what I'm talking about. So let's do it in a let's go at this from a different angle. So the celebrities that we look up to, they are ruining your life. And let's go deeper into this, like why? They are toxic role models. The rappers and all those celebrities all saying all the things that they do and all the things that they say in the lyrics, it only gets you or anyone in an awful low vibe. Like if you actually think about the lyrics and what it's saying and what it's meaning, like it is not empowering. And I'm looking down because I have my notes. But like they say all these things about men, or the men say things about women and the family and relationships. And all these people who listen to them are taking their advice, even though the rappers or the pop stars or whoever are saying these lyrics, they themselves are not even in good relationships. Like, they're always in scandals and getting cheated on, and they don't have that love till the end, till you die. You know, they don't have that. Like, how can we get advice from someone who's absolutely failing miserably at it? Like, they're all in hookup culture and baby mamas and broken families, and they don't even know how to make it work. See, it's like, it's the same thing. You can't get advice on how to have a good marriage from your single friend who can never keep a relationship. You know, it's the same thing. And to go a little deeper, I have a little story about this. So I don't really like modern music. I don't listen to it at all. But you know, when you go out places or you're with somebody else and they're listening to it, it kind of like, you know, you kind of see what it's all about. And so we were at, some family had come over, and we were at one of this shopping center. Excuse me. I just got over a little cold, so I have some stuff. Anyways, so we were at this shopping center, and there's this music playing, and I wasn't really paying attention. And then there was this little girl who was the family, and she was like 11, and she said, "Hey, Amanda, listen to that music, like so-and-so plays it," and she's like, "Everyone at school is playing it, and it's so popular," and she's talking about how women can do anything. And I was like, oh. And the thing with me is I can't even understand English when they're singing. Like, it could be a totally different language. It's kind of funny. But then her dad, he was saying that, you know, she's not a good person, whoever the person who was singing it, and that she left her husband because she can do anything and everything herself, and like all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? It is so sad that all these little girls are idolizing that they can do everything and anything and they can have this best life, and taking this advice from this woman who doesn't have any of that. You know, so it's like setting up all this generation of young girls for failure. And I'm not able to express it the way I want to, but it was just like so deep how that conversation went. And it just makes me so sad for people who are listening to that, especially like young kids. And it's pretty much getting brainwashed. Like how I said in the beginning, like they want us to be masculine and unhappy. So, and then another point I want to get at this from is, you think screaming at someone or your partner, like raising your voice and yelling, like at your partner or man or whatever, like you think that screaming at someone and cussing and then actually standing up to assert your physical presence is giving you power and dominance over a man or anyone? Like, if you think that, you're wrong. And I'm saying this with so much love because I never understood this until I started studying it. But it does not work, because doing that is only making you more silent. Because no one listens to that. They shut down. Like we shut down when someone does it to us, right? Like you won't get the desired effect. So like all these people, they're trying to just be so like masculine and like boyish and manly and all this stuff and trying to do it in that way. And they're getting nowhere. They're not getting the results they want. And it's because the world doesn't work that way. Like the soft, feminine, how the feminine can do things. It's not like this straightforward, abrupt thing. And we can get so much farther in our feminine. Like, it's absolutely amazing that we can do things that men can't. Like, just by being soft, we can win the whole argument and we can get everyone on our side. Whereas a man yelling and screaming, he's only making enemies, really. So when we do that, we're doing the same thing and we're not using our superpower. But you know, they don't tell us this in all the song lyrics. We don't see this being taught anywhere. It's just like all this old-fashioned in the religious books saying to be meek and quiet. And we don't understand that because like no one's actually like explaining it. Like everyone explains all the other things, but not this. And yeah, it is so important. So going back to the video title of They Lied to Us, I believed the lie. I had a hard time, even growing up with it and having all of the good influence in my life. I still had a hard time with it. That, like, I even believe that kids in a relationship being good and something to do, I completely rebelled against that. I did not want it. And I'm so completely brainwashed being in this Western culture. I still sometimes have a hard time with those thoughts. But, like, I didn't want a family or kids or marriage because I hadn't seen what I wanted. I always thought I'd be much happier by myself than in a relationship or marriage where you're constantly tearing each other down and yelling and not being happy and chaos and destruction, really. Like, I didn't want that. And that's because I was seeing all these relationships in the West where we're completely doing it wrong and we don't have, all the things that we've learned over like the thousands of years, and that's in the religious books and is now being proved by science of the things that actually work. Like in the West, we're not using any of that. But then when I see the East and how they do relationships, and I finally opened my eyes and I was like, you know what? There are healthy relationships out there. There is a better way. Like, we can have it all. And see, it was just that I didn't want a family or kids or marriage because I hadn't seen what I wanted, or I had closed my eyes to even good things. And then, so when I was still in that rebellious thing, because this was a recent shift for me, and so when I was still in the attitude, then a lady had said that this Pakistani serial, a TV serial, was really, really good. I forgot the name. And it was really amazing. And it was starring Saba Kamar, who was like this really good Pakistani actress. And then I started to look her up a little bit, and she was always saying that how, like, you don't need kids to leave a legacy, and how she's almost 40. And she's like, everyone's always trying to get me to get married and have kids. And I'm like, no, I do not want to have kids. Like, I'm trying to find a guy who doesn't want to have kids. And of course, like, God knows everyone should not have kids or should be married. But it's just like reading those things, it kind of made me think that even more that, oh yeah, who needs a man? Who needs kids? Who wants a family? And then I saw Mina Irfan at the Universe Guru. If you look at her YouTube channel, she's absolutely amazing. Changed my life of seeing things in a different way. And she made a video of the family unit, and it's called The Dematerialization of the Family Unit is Destroying Us. Something like that. Like, go back through her videos. It was absolutely life-changing the way she explained everything. You guys should definitely go watch it because she can explain things better than I can. But it was just like, wow. Like, everything fell into place for me for what my family had been telling me, from what I had seen in the East, from what the religious books had been saying that I just was not getting, from what religious teachers were saying that I was completely like getting turned off by. And she just says it with so much love and makes you understand it. It's not like this standoffishness that we get from religion a lot of times, So I kind of want to talk about how they lied to us and how we're believing this lie. So we have this friend, and she was my dad's college dean, and they got to be close. My dad was always like valedictorian and so super smart. And so we still don't really know much about her because she doesn't want to talk about her past. But she's single, and now she's like in her 70s. And just being with her, you can tell that she feels she's missing. We've always been told, like since we're little, that who needs a man? Who needs a family? Get out from your family's home. Go make it on your own, and all this stuff. And we see the destruction of the family here. And we also see how strong it is if you've ever traveled to the East, like how strong family is there. And so, like, she's never talked about her past or with a family. She's always been like, you know, you can be the strong, independent woman and everything. And we were at dinner like a month ago. And so I kind of brought up something, and like something about, did you ever want kids or something? Because we were talking about her nieces and nephews and stuff. And she got extremely down and was like, she had gotten hurt by a man when she was younger. And so she said kids were out of the question and everything was out of the question. She was just going to do it on her own. But just seeing like the sadness, like there was more to the story than that, where she's just all alone now in her 70s. No family, nobody to look after her, nobody to spend time with, nobody to hang around. Like, I know family is a ton of drama. Like, let's face it, it is. And a lot of us, there's some family members we need to distance ourselves from, and I completely get that. But a lot of us have pretty healthy families that we're calling toxic that actually aren't either. You know? And I just felt so bad because it just hit me in that moment that, wow, it's just so lonely to just be so alone. Like, as humans, we've always meant to be in a group. Like, if you believe in evolution, or just thinking of like how we've been for thousands of years, we've always been in like tribes and communities and groups. Like, we've never been just by ourselves. Like, if we were by ourselves, that meant we were kicked out of the tribe and we were gonna die. Like, it's never been something healthy for us. Like, our pillows, our table, our cat is not our family. And, you know, I've always been like, oh, I should cheer them on if that's what they want to do. But then now that I see all these older women who are part of that feminist era and how sad they are now, I'm like, I can't be like that anymore. I can't be cheering it on like that because I see how sad they are. And like, why in the West are women on the highest rates of antidepressants and medications and are so unhealthy, and, you know, the whole thing. And the S word, like taking themselves out. If I say this on YouTube, they will flag me. And it's just so sad. Like, we've been getting away from what we've meant to be. And so, like, you may have been heartbroken by your father or multiple men, and that's how this all starts. And I'm so sorry for you because I feel you, and it's so hard, you know? But find a healthy man, like how they are supposed to be, like not the boys that are running around now, 40-year-old boys. Find a healthy, masculine man. Like, find what a healthy man is supposed to be like, and then let it be your standard and leave your story behind. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And definitely go watch that video that I recommended. It's absolutely life-changing. And if I can, I'll put it in the comments or the description box of the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.